Hello and welcome to our other lesson now, Google Workspace. We love to do our work in such a simultaneous way that while you are doing this work on your end as an officer, someone else is able to do work and paste it and copy it and post it at the same time in real time as you can be able to see it. Since we have different offices in different places in Uganda, we like to have our work synchronized. So the reason as to why we use this Google Workspace feature is such that our documents can be compiled in the same place, even as the officers are not in the same place. And for that to be possible, we need to learn about the Google Workspace. This involves a number of utility programs. For example, Google Drive, Google Docs, Google Sheets, and so many others. In the previous lesson, I have mentioned about setting up a work profile and now opening up that work profile to use your Gmail feature and so many others. So let's pick it up from there. A typical Chrome page will look like this before you add any of these here. So Gmail, like I told you, you could log into Gmail by writing in Gmail around here or just clicking this. When you click here, it will load and will open up your Gmail. Remember, we use this to send and receive different emails through about the organization and the work that we do. However, the objective for this lesson is that we'll learn to store, to create, and share documents using these different Google tools. Now, we use each of these features in our day-to-day work. As an officer, you will be needing these in your work. The easiest way for us to do this is first of all to understand them and what we use them for. For example, we have Google Mail, or what we call Gmail. I've showed you this we use to send and receive emails. Then we have Google Drive. This we use to store files or even create files and store them. Google Docs. This is for writing documents like in Microsoft Word. Letters, contracts, requisitions, and stuff like that. Then we have Google Sheets. This is the Excel. We work with data. I told you that why we use this is such that every document you draft, that you edit, that you create online using this platform, our main mother domain Google account that is in FH allows us to be interconnected. I could start designing a document. Let me say in Google Sheets, say I'm designing the payroll, I'm making the payroll, and maybe I get stuck somewhere. It is easy for me to send an email or a WhatsApp message or even a phone call to an officer in Fort Portal or in Kumi and ask them to add something or correct something, and they will. So let us see how and where we find this. First, Google Drive. Remember we said this is for storing files. So you may go to drive.google.com, or the easy way where you find all of them is here, Google Apps. When you click on that, you have many of them. Your account with a picture we already set. Gmail is there, Drive is there. The ones we use mostly are Gmail, Drive, Docs, and Sheets. For the slides, once in a while we could need them in your office depending on what you do, but as HR, sometimes I use the forms to create surveys, sometimes with Meet, organizing meetings online if we are not using Zoom, and so many others as you can see. And obviously, the one we are using right now, Google Classroom. So, Google Drive, you will click here, go to Drive, and when it opens up, you can see from me, I have already created a number of documents and files here. So as a new staff, you have to click New, open up a folder here, give it a name depending on what task you're performing, or if you're required to make a document, an RFQ if you are a procurement officer, request for quotations, or as a finance officer, as an admin, whatever document you need, you will go to Google Docs for that. If it's a Google Sheets, if you're working with numbers, and so on and so forth. Here you can upload files. You can easily upload files here. This is in your account. And now let me say you want someone else to have access to a document you have made. For example, let's find a document that could be, shared. Let's learn about sharing these documents. So I've opened up this document and I want someone else to share it, someone else to see it, to use it. I'll come here to share. And as it loads, I have an option of people. I'm working with Grace Lee and I want her to edit. I will leave her as editor. Or maybe I want to add someone else to this. Then I'll just type their name in here and I'll be given, if I need Amojal, there she is. If I need to add the director, there she goes. And when you add an email and click done, that person will be invited to now have access to that document you have shared. And now let's look at other apps. Google Docs. Maybe you are drafting a letter, a contract, RFQ, a form of any kind. There are some that I've already worked on, as you can see them, but maybe you're working on a new one, so you come to blank. This is the Microsoft Word of this platform now, but you're using it online. That means when I invite someone else to do some work here, to see it and edit, they can see what I've already made and they can also add something to it without me having to first save and now share a file for them to open on their computer. Just a link is enough. Or maybe I am trying to do work with Google Sheets, calculations. Again, you will see examples of those I've already made before. This is the Excel, but this uses calculations. So I will maybe open up a blank one. The cells, as you see, give it a name. And then we'll be looking at giving names. How do we name our documents? It is very important that we learn how to name our documents, because even when you go to your own drive and you're looking for these documents, it's going to be easy for you to track them, to find them. For example, if I'm looking for a document that says payroll, see, I have all these. But imagine I leave it unnamed. So the easiest way to name a document is, come here. You see where the Sheets Home is? There is this. When you click 3 times, ta 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 ta, I can give it a name like test doc. But it is very important that you name your documents in this format. Name of the document, underbar. Please add the version. Those two are basic, name and the version, because like I said, another officer you will give access to this, they may be able to edit and add something. Every time you work on a document on our platform like this, remember to add the date or the version. For example, you may write something like var, which is for version. Today is the 27th, so I'll say 27 March. Simple. So if I give access to another officer, say I want Miss Grace Lee to do something to this, and then I send her that. When she receives that, of course, I don't want her to do anything, but when I send that, now she can edit, and maybe she has finished this work on the 30th of March. She will come here and change from 27 to 30. That way, when I'm looking for the test document I made and sent to her, it will be easy for me to know it was last edited on this date. When you go to the docs now, the word, it is the same. This is the icon for the docs home. Please 3 times and name it. Test document, shift, underbar. What version are we dealing with? 27th of March. Easy to find. When I share to another person and allow them to edit, they will have to change the version. Sometimes we work with lists that keep changing, the staff list, the salary, the attendance, and so many others. And something new comes up. We add something, we contribute. If I make a mistake and do not change the version, I may forget where I left it at. Thank you.